Revelation chapter 17 verses 12 to 13. And the 10 horns that you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received royal power, but they are to receive authority as kings for 1 hour, together with the beast. These are of one mind, and they hand over their power and authority to the beast. Who are the 10 kings mentioned in this passage? Who are the 10 kings of the Antichrist kingdom? In my previous reflection, I gave the traditional view. These are the 10 political leaders of 10 countries in Europe, which sits on the geographical territory of the ancient Roman Empire. Traditionally, this end-time kingdom of the Antichrist is known as the revived Roman Empire. In this reflection, I will give an alternative view of who these 10 kings might be. In this view, these 10 kings are not kings in the traditional sense. They are not rulers, presidents, or prime ministers of countries. They have no kingdoms and they have no armies. In other words, they do not rule over any geographical territories and they do not wield military power. Instead, they are kings in another sense. These so-called kings are uber-rich multi-billionaires. Through their companies, they wield tremendous power and they possess enormous influence over the nations and the masses. These kings are the oligarchs. They are the commercial titans, tech billionaires, and corporate chieftains. Their domains are in the realms of technology, global finance, and international business. On the surface, all this sounds far-fetched and somewhat like one of those new and sensational eschatological ideas without any biblical basis. But no, there is credence in this view, though it remains my secondary view. When I first heard about this view from Mondo Gonzalez of the Prophecy Watchers during our recent church camp, I was intrigued, not because of the freshness of the argument, but by its plausibility. The thesis fits so nicely into the current state of affairs and developments in the global scene. But of course, the first consideration is whether the argument has a biblical basis. So, this is where I'm going to start. Consider the word kings in Revelation chapter 17 verse 12. In the original Greek, it is the word basileus. Though it is most frequently translated as king, it can also refer to a person of authority or leader, according to the Bible Sense lexicon. In other words, basileus can also mean a leader in a certain area of expertise. So, Elon Musk can be considered a basileus in the fields of artificial intelligence, space technology, brain augmentation technology, and electric vehicles, among other things. In recent years, his companies have made numerous phenomenal breakthroughs and come up with new inventions in these areas. He is indisputably a leader and a person of authority in these fields. Elon Musk's influence in the world is staggering, and it transcends into politics and culture. His influence outstrips that of most presidents and heads of states, including those from large and powerful countries. Now let us take a closer look at Revelation chapter 17, verses 12 to 13. And the 10 horns that you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received royal power, but they are to receive authority as kings for 1 hour, together with the beast. These are of one mind, and they hand over their power and authority to the beast. In verse 12, it says that the 10 kings have not yet received royal power. That is, they have not yet been given political power with jurisdiction over specific geographical domains. This statement seems to suggest that they are not in politics and they do not hold political offices originally, but they will be conferred political power later, albeit only for a short while. In verse 13, it says that they are of one mind with the beast. In other words, they agree with the Antichrist's agenda and goals. given that they will hand over their power and authority to the Antichrist. There is another way of saying that they will let the Antichrist use their technologies, capabilities, and resources to control and dominate the world. It is a quid pro quo arrangement where these oligarchs and the Antichrist cooperate and collaborate for mutual benefits. They exchange the use of their assets for political power. This is another way of interpreting verses 12 and 13 in Revelation chapter 17. Does it make sense? It certainly does, especially in the light of the current events and developments. Why does the Antichrist need the help of these oligarchs? To answer this question, we have to connect the dots from the Bible to some of the things that are currently happening around the world. The Antichrist will not emerge on the world scene, wave his magic wand, and suddenly the prophesied 666 mark of the beast surveillance mechanism and control system is miraculously put in place. The truth is that these technologically advanced surveillance and control infrastructures will already be in existence. All these tools will be at his disposal when he emerges on the world stage. He just has to use his charm to persuade these tech oligarchs and financial honchos to join him in his quest to control the world. Presently, we are witnessing the preparation of the groundwork for the unholy alliance of the Antichrist and the 10 oligarch kings. The 10 King Alliance will be a public-private partnership which is much touted by Klaus Schwab, the founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, or WEF. Through the Public-Private Partnership Initiative, the WEF aims to bring together governments, businesses, and civil society to improve the state of the world. That said, the stated goals are often woke and suspiciously dystopian. They include the promotion of the LGBT agenda in the name of diversity, equity, and inclusion, the climate and decarbonization agenda, and the Great Reset. Through the WEF's Young Global Leaders Program, Klaus Schwab has trained and influenced thousands of leaders who are well placed in the national governments and transnational corporations from the West. WEF's slew of agendas certainly fit the bill of the beast system. It is obviously one of the global institutions controlled by Satan to prepare the way for the soon emergence of the Antichrist. Back to Elon Musk, the Antichrist will certainly require the help of oligarchs like Musk. I'm not suggesting that Elon Musk will be one of the 10 kings. I'm just using him as an example of a tech titan that the Antichrist cannot afford to ignore. Elon Musk owns Starlink, which is a satellite internet constellation. His company, SpaceX, started launching Starlink satellites in 2019. As of March of 2024, it had put up 6,000 satellites. Another 12,000 satellites are planned to be deployed. The number will possibly go up to 34,000. Elon Musk has more satellites than any national government, including the United States. He's dominating global communication. In the event of conflicts between nations, Musk's support, or the lack of it, has serious implications. Understandably, his dominance in this area is raising concerns in many quarters for valid reasons. SpaceX is also a spacecraft manufacturer, rocket launch provider, and satellite communications company. It is now also a defense contractor. The Pentagon has engaged SpaceX to build Starshield, which is a satellite network for military use. Another of Elon Musk's ventures is also worth mentioning. Neuralink is also a neurotechnology company that pioneers implantable brain-computer interfaces. In Neuralink's website, its stated mission is to create a generalized brain interface to restore autonomy to those with unmet medical needs today and unlock human potential tomorrow. The Neuralink brain implant is designed to enable a person to control a computer or mobile device. While we should be excited with the possibilities of medical help for those with brain-related problems, such as the quadriplegic, there are concerns. Are there implications for transhumanism? Will this neurotechnology be used for the 666 mark on the forehead? The Antichrist can certainly make good use of this technology. You can see how the Antichrist will need to co-opt tech oligarchs like Elon Musk into his plan. Musk has several technologies that he will need for his agenda of world domination. Another influential oligarch that is worth mentioning and useful to the Antichrist is Bill Gates of Microsoft fame. His influence stretches into many other areas such as public health, vaccines, media, climate science, digital currencies, genetics, bioengineering, farming, seeds, and synthetic foods. Bill Gates is the biggest farmland owner in the US, and he champions eating insects and laboratory-grown meats. During the COVID-19 crisis, he became a world authority in public health, and he pushed hard on the mRNA vaccination. For years, he has made substantial investments in fake meat and vaccine companies, and these investments have paid off handsomely for him. Is he doing all these things for money or power? I believe it is for both. Other tech moguls that fit the resume for the 10 kings are Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Page, Sergey Brin, and Lawrence Powell Jobs. They are multi-billionaires, and their companies, Amazon, Meta Platforms, Alphabet or Google, and Apple, have market capitalization in the stratospheric level of trillions of dollars. These tech oligarchs dominate social media, digital platforms, information technology, cloud data storage, e-commerce, AI development, and other tech spheres. Their companies also possess huge amounts of data. In a digital and information-driven world, data is the new goal. Essentially, they control the mainstream narratives from politics to culture, science, and everything else. They have the power to propagandize and spread misinformation and disinformation. They can distort facts and redefine truths and lies. These oligarchs are also powerful in that they have a strong influence in shaping policies and emerging norms and values globally. Seamus Brunner, the Director of Research at the Government Accountability Institute, branded these tech oligarchs as controligarchs. It is an apt and fitting description of the manner they use their wealth, influence, and power to control the masses and nations. Can you see that so much power is concentrated in the hands of so few people? Can you understand why the Antichrist will need to co-opt these controligarchs into his plan to dominate the world and control the masses? As for the controligarchs, they will find the Antichrist's offer to share political power with them too hard to resist. The parties will come together to form a win-win symbiotic relationship. This is an alternative view of who the 10 kings of the Antichrist kingdom may be. Looking at Revelation chapter 17 verses 12 to 13 and the current events and developments in the world, it is a possibility that the 10 kings will likely come from the ranks of the super wealthy and super powerful controligarchs.